Have you ever stood at the edge of something, anything, and felt a cold grip tighten around your chest? A voice whispering, "Don't." It's a feeling we all know. That insidious weight of fear. And you've probably heard people dismiss it, brush it off as not real. They say fear is just a state of mind. I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. Fear is profoundly real. It's the tightening in your throat before a difficult conversation, the tremor in your hands before stepping onto a stage, the knot in your stomach when contemplating a leap of faith. It's the invisible barrier holding you back from experiences you deeply crave. Imagine a life unlived, a melody unsung, a journey untaken, all because of fear. Think about it. If fear dictates your choices, what are you truly losing? What vibrant colors are fading from your world? Perhaps you dream of traveling, but a fear of flying keeps you grounded. Or maybe you have brilliant ideas, but the thought of public speaking silences your voice. What about that raise you deserve, but are too afraid to ask for? Or the business you long to launch, but hesitate to share with the world? These aren't trivial anxieties. They are chains forged from apprehension, binding you to a smaller version of your potential. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't need to be a prisoner of your fears. I'm going to share a tool, a secret weapon, that has allowed me to dismantle every fear that ever stood in my way. It's not about eliminating fear, because frankly, that's impossible. It's about reframing it. It's about understanding what fear truly is, and then using that understanding to your advantage. Let's start with the science. This might surprise you. Fear and excitement are physiologically nearly identical. Your heart races. Your palms sweat. Your breathing quickens. A surge of cortisol floods your system. Your body is preparing for action, entering a state of heightened awareness. It's a primal response, designed to keep you safe or to propel you forward. The crucial difference isn't in your body, but in your mind. When you're excited, your brain tells a story of opportunity, of possibility, of exhilaration. This is going to be amazing, it shouts. But when you're afraid, the narrative shifts. Danger, threat, retreat. The same physical sensations are interpreted as a signal to pull back, to protect yourself. It's the interpretation that determines the experience. Think of it like this: a roller coaster. The climb is filled with tension, the rattling chains, the increasing height. That's the physiological arousal. But the moment you crest the hill and plunge downwards, that same sensation transforms into exhilaration, into pure, unadulterated joy. The physics haven't changed, only your perception. We're going to learn how to consciously rewrite that internal narrative, to turn fear's warning signals into excitement's call to adventure. You've likely heard the advice, feel the fear and do it anyway, or just think positive, well-intentioned perhaps, but profoundly unhelpful. Why? Because when you're already in a state of high arousal, when your body is screaming danger, trying to calmly reason with yourself is like trying to steer a runaway train with a feather. It simply doesn't work. In fact, studies show that trying to suppress fear often makes it worse. Positive thinking alone can feel dismissive, even invalidating. So what do you do when you're facing a daunting task, a terrifying prospect? What do you do when your heart is pounding and your mind is racing? Let me share a strategy that has transformed my life, a technique I rely on constantly, especially in high-pressure situations. It's a combination of what I call the 5-second rule and the power of an anchor thought. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about neurological reprogramming. Let me take you backstage, behind the scenes, to give you a glimpse of this in action. I recently delivered a speech to an audience of 7,000 people. 7,000. As I stood in the wings, waiting to walk on stage, I could hear the roar of the crowd, the introductory video playing. My body was buzzing with energy. My heart was hammering. My palms were slick with sweat. It was a full-blown physiological response, identical to the feeling of being terrified. But I wasn't afraid. I was excited. I knew this. I understood that the physical sensation was the same. It was my brain's interpretation that was different. And I deliberately, consciously reframed it. I told myself, this is incredible. 7,000 people are about to learn something that will change their lives. I am excited to share this with them. I wasn't ignoring the physical sensations. I was reclaiming the narrative. I was telling my brain why my body was feeling this way. And that's the power of the 5-second rule. It's a simple yet profound technique. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and choose a different thought. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and interrupt the pattern of fear. Those 5 seconds aren't about counting down to something scary. They're about activating your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought and decision-making. They're about seizing control, about interrupting the automatic fear response. Now let's add the anchor thought. An anchor thought is a carefully chosen image, a memory, or a feeling that evokes a sense of safety, calm, or joy. It's something deeply personal and meaningful to you. It's crucial that it's contextually relevant to the situation. If you're about to board a plane, your anchor thought shouldn't be about winning the lottery. It should be about the destination, about the people you're going to see, about the experiences you're going to have. I've had countless people write to me about their fear of flying, and I understand it completely. I used to share that fear. Here's how I used the 5-second rule and an anchor thought to conquer it. Before a flight, I would create a vivid mental image of my mother and father walking with me on the shores of Lake Michigan, where I grew up. The smell of the water, the feel of the sand between my toes, the warmth of the sun on my face. It's a deeply happy and calming memory. So on the plane, when turbulence hit and my body started to react, I would immediately initiate the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I would immerse myself in that memory. I'd mentally walk alongside my parents on the beach, feeling the joy and peace. My brain couldn't reconcile the physical sensations of fear with the powerful emotions of happiness and connection. It asked, why is my body reacting this way if I'm feeling so good? And the answer, naturally, was, I'm excited to get home to my family. You've essentially tricked your brain. You've hijacked the fear response and repurposed it into a feeling of anticipation and excitement. Dana wrote to me and said she's never been so calm on a flight. And Sarah, who was previously paralyzed by the thought of flying, sent me a picture of herself on a helicopter tour in Hawaii. That's the power of this technique. And it's not just for flying. Carol, a nurse, was terrified of public speaking. She used the 5-second rule and an anchor thought, visualizing herself confidently delivering a presentation and receiving positive feedback from her colleagues, and she finally delivered a speech to her peers. It was a lifelong dream she had been too afraid to pursue. You can't control the initial surge of fear. You can't simply switch it off. But you can control your response. You can always choose your thoughts. You can always choose your actions. The 5-second rule gives you the power to interrupt the fear spiral and redirect your energy towards excitement and possibility. So the next time you feel that familiar grip of fear, remember 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then anchor yourself in a positive, contextually relevant thought. Tell yourself you are excited. And watch as your fear transforms into fuel, propelling you forward towards a life filled with courage, adventure, and boundless potential. This isn't about pretending fear doesn't exist. It's about recognizing it for what it is, a signal, a physiological response, and then choosing how you interpret that signal. It's about rewriting the story your brain is telling you. It's about reclaiming your power, 5 seconds at a time.